Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Headbanger's Closet. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This week's episode, we're going to kind of talk about something I already talked about way back when this channel started, just about a year ago. I want to revisit this particular item. You scroll down all the way to maybe it's like the third video I talked about this particular item in my collection. But like I said, I want to revisit it today, and I keep using that word revisited because we are talking about Metallica's Garage Days Revisited, the 598 EP. This thing come out August 21st, 1987. The story goes that they came off the Puppets tour. Jason had been in the band a little bit less than a year at this point, and they were up in San Francisco just kind of hanging out at a rehearsal space and jamming. And the record company wanted them to put out a new album because they were going to play the Monsters of Rock festival at Donington, England that summer. And they were writing stuff. I believe they had song Blackened already demoed, but they weren't really far enough into the process to really go after a new album. But they tried anyway. So they go into the rehearsal studio. It wasn't really happening, so they basically end up going and back to their garage, so to speak, and soundproofing it and just jamming. They started jamming on some covers, and James broke his arm skateboarding again, and things just kind of slowed down on the making of what would become Injustice for All. But anyway, they were digging some of these covers. So when James healed, they went down to L.A., got in the studio, and thought it'd be cool to just kind of knock them out and release them on an EP. And that's what they did. So this thing's great. Get 5 songs on it. You get Helpless, a Diamond Head cover. I gotta admit, I never heard of Diamond Head until Metallica started covering them. Now I'm into them. You get The Small Hours, In the Wait, Crash Course in Brain Surgery, and Last Caress Green Hell, which is a Misfits tune. Love the Misfits. Again, another band that I discovered because of Metallica. How many people discovered Diamond Head, Misfits, Budgie, Killing Joke because of Metallica? Millions, probably. I think I read an article with the guitar player for Diamond Head saying since this EP and then the Garage Days, or the Garage Inc. that came out, since those were released, they were able to buy brand new homes and cars just from the residuals of these 2 records. So that's pretty cool. And Metallica inspiring a new generation of fans to get into some of the bands that they were into when they were just starting out and growing up. So really, really cool. I would have to say Last Caress and Last Caress, Helpless, and The Small Hours are my favorite songs, although I do love The Wait and Crash Course in Brain Surgery. So here's a CD. This is a re-release on Blackened Recordings, which they put out in 2018. Here's another copy that's still sealed. So here's what the CD looks like, which is pretty cool. That's James Hetfield's handwritten logo right there. And then you just got really cool gatefold photo of the guys in the band, so it's really cool. Anyway, so those are the CDs that I got. Like I said, those came out on the 2018 re-release on Blackened Recordings, but I do have on vinyl an original pressing. This is a European pressing on Mercury Records. If you've been watching this channel long enough, you know how much I love those old original pressings that are real beat up looking. Well, check out that ring. That's awesome. I just dig that. There's some great shots right here of the band in the studio, in the recording Garage Days. Famous photo shoot of the guys in the bathroom are all black and having their guitars and the drumstick. So it was one of the cooler photo shoots of the band, in my opinion. Nothing special about this one, just on Mercury Records. But here is another one I've got. This is a US first pressing. Exact same thing. However, this is on Elektra Records. You get the generic sleeve. There's no liner notes and no sleeves in any of these other than just generic sleeves. But this has got a really cool logo, really cool Elektra logo with the Metallica in silver, and then the 598 EP Garage Days Revisited. So pretty cool stuff right there. Before we get into the other items that I've got, the other vinyls, records, and a couple other items that I've got, kind of want to read you guys what Lars wrote on the actual record. So, back of the record right here is just a little note from Lars. It's kind of like, the thought process of what went into having them make this EP. So, let's read it to you guys. This, after coming off the Puppets tour in February of '87, we needed a place to jam. and we ended up in a fancy so-called real rehearsal studio, and it hella sucked. So in May, after a break in the action, we decided to return to the old reliable, ever comfortable, smelly garage. Super duty soundproofed by us, except for Kirk, and in the direction of master builder Jason Newkid. And to break it in, we started bashing out some old fan favorites of ours in true Metallicats fashion. And after a bit, we thought it would be cool to do a full record and release them. So in early July, we flipped down to LA and did it in 6 days, about the same amount of time as it took to load in the equipment from the last tour. Like the first Garage Days Revisited, these are cover tunes, and you shouldn't take them all too seriously because we didn't. And one thing that you can really hear in it is the looseness, the fact that they really didn't take them too seriously. You know, it's produced by Metallica. They sound, I hate to say rough demos, but they sound like rough songs. They're not complete finished products, but that's what makes it so cool. The completely out of tune intro to Iron Maiden's Run to the Hills as the EP concludes is really cool. Like I said, all the songs are great. Helpless sounds amazing in my opinion. Love Last Caress, Green Hell. The Wait's awesome. Small Hours is awesome. Crash Course and Brain Surgery is awesome. They're all great, and you really can hear that awesome Metallica vibe. That attitude that they had on the first 3 records really comes through in this EP, even though it isn't very produced. It doesn't sound great, but you can definitely hear that vibe and the attitude and just the aggression they had as a band, which is one of the the things I feel makes them so great is that attitude and aggression and just the vibe they had when they all got together and played. So really cool stuff. This is the US version. So next thing we've got is when they come out again, 2018 on Black & Recordings. I picked up a bunch of them. There was a bunch of them that you could pick up to get. This one's my favorite. It is the orange vinyl. Really, really cool. Love that orange logo. And I liked it so much, as a matter of fact, I bought another one and just kept it sealed. Let's see what this one is. They're not in order. Alright, so this one is just the standard black vinyl, but I really love how that orange logo just kind of pops like that. Really, really cool. And before we get to the last one, I just want to tell you guys just a couple of the things real quick. So, first time I actually heard this record, or the EP, I keep calling it a record, the EP, my buddy had the cassette tape, and when he brought it over one day back in '87, come over and he's like, "Oh, I got Metallica's brand new album. Check it out." And it was still in the Saran wrap, it was just cassette tape, and it said Metallica the 598 EP, and there was a sticker that says "Don't Pay More," which I thought was really cool. But we put it on, and as I've mentioned on this channel before, I didn't become a diehard obsessed Metallica fan until Justice came out, but I knew who they were. I dug some of their songs. I had heard songs like Puppets, Battery, Sanitarium, Fade to Black, From the Bell Tolls, Seek and Destroy, stuff like that. I thought it was cool. Wasn't super into the band, but I thought they were good, and I liked them. But my buddy brought over the cassette tape, we put it on, and right away, I was like, it doesn't really sound like the Metallica albums or songs I heard before, but it sounded pretty cool. So he actually had the Crash Course and Brain Surgery t-shirt, and so I don't know, a few months, weeks later, he gave it to me, which I had that thing for years. I wore it all the time. I thought it was the coolest looking t-shirt, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the band. But when they re-released the records in 2018, I picked up the reissue of the t-shirt. There it is. I think I've worn it on a couple episodes of this channel. So they've also put out this other one, which just the album cover, the photo shoot from the album cover, and then some of the photos from the studio on the back there. And then they also did a limited edition poster, kind of a throwback to the display posters that you'd find in the record store windows, which I think looks cool. Looks really sharp. It's just the display poster. There's this Garage Days Revisited, and it's got some stats about the EP, so it's really cool. Again, same photo shoot from the bathroom that is on the album cover. So I definitely had to pick that up. It's actually numbered somewhere. But yeah, they I don't know how many of them the club put on sale, but I knew I had to get it, so. But anyway, I digged the 598 EP when it came out. I actually never went and bought it on cassette or record until way later. But I did have a copy of the EP on a blank cassette tape, which again my buddy who gave me the T-shirt also gave me that later on. But so the last one I want to show you guys today, same thing, but this is the picture disc. So again, just same photos from the record. So you know, great stuff. Really enjoy collecting the Garage Day stuff. There's just still a couple other versions that I really would like to pick up. Original pressings I'd like to pick up, but until then, you know, this is all I got for right now. So, like I said, my favorite song is on the EP, "Helpless," then "Last Caress," and then probably, I'd say maybe "The Small Hours of the Wait." You know, they're all, like I said, they're all great songs. I love them. I've heard them play, I think, pretty much all of them at this point. Of all the Metallica shows I've been to, I've heard all of them, and they all sound great. Kind of a fan favorite on that summer 1998 summer tour in those sheds, you know, the outdoor amphitheaters where they were touring in support of Reload. Every other show they would open with "Helpless," which I thought was really, really cool. It sounded awesome. I believe that was the first time I ever heard that song live before. So really cool stuff. Anyway, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite songs off the EP are. Let me know your thoughts on the EP. Anything, you know, Garage Days related you want to talk about. Hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And go find me on Instagram, Headbangers Closet. Post a lot of photos of my collection and a bunch of stuff from live shows I've been to. And I really do my best to follow back. So go hit me up on there. And until always, guys, cheers.